Prepared from its dried and pounded root, kava is a core part of social and cultural life in many Pacific islands.
And then after that,
it's prepared into a bitter-tasting sedative and drunk in welcome ceremonies and parties. It's both cheaper and more accessible than alcohol, but it's not as cheap as it once was. It's now selling for $90 a kilo, 3 times the price it was at the beginning of the year.
Fiji had Cyclone Winston that came through and just took out a big part of their kava plantations and their kava growing. What they had left on the main island and some of the other areas was just completely wiped out.
Winston was the strongest ever tropical cyclone to make landfall in the southern hemisphere. Some of its power was attributed to the effects of global warming. For groups like this drinking kava, it's as much about socialising as it is about the drink's effects. They say it relaxes them and helps them sleep. It's also claimed to be good for treating depression and anxiety, which is why it's generating international interest. The drink's sedative effect has attracted the attention of those practising Chinese natural medicine.
If China comes on board, then their demand that they'll need for the kava will outweigh all the kava drinkers. If that happens, prices of kava will skyrocket because they'll get a higher price overseas than they will locally.
Although banned in some countries, little research has been done into the drink's effects, especially on driving. But the New Zealand government is now spending $170,000 on a new study.
People who have drunk kava are slower in terms of their reactions, and if you think of that, you take that to the road, that makes it a likely risk for someone who's behind the wheel driving if you have a slow reaction time.
What would be the topic of discussion?
Edmund Fahoko has been researching the drink's effects. In his case, the positive social role kava drinking clubs play for young Tongans living in Auckland.
It brought young males away from streets, away from clubs, away from gangs, and allowed them to partake in cultural practices and reinforce and maintain a sense of Tongan identity, a Tongan culture in a multicultural country that we live in.
Despite the root crop being in short supply, kava drinkers are optimistic. They believe the traditional drink will remain popular and could well be found to have useful medical properties, assuring it a place in a modern globalised world. Tarek Basley, Al Jazeera, Hamilton, New Zealand.